What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today it is time to start going over the global versions into Angel Golden Frieza event that has been coming out. Not to mention some extra details that I wanted to go over about the Extreme Z Awakening, because I was actually talking with D-Free about this earlier today, and he actually pointed out a few things that I personally didn't have to go through when that event originally came to JP and everything. And actually that event, the Extreme Z Awakening, has not returned to JP at all, and he's actually he has to wait for it to come back. We have no idea when it will come back. So there are going to be a few things, because they tell you originally there are two ways to really go about taking on this event and everything like that, but one of the ways is definitely a lot easier than the other, and one of them is actually almost close to impossible, I would say. I know there are a few other ways that people have done it and everything like that, but I'll get into that stuff a little bit later. So first off, let's go over Frieza and everything, why I think personally you should go for him if you plan on doing one of two things, and then we're going to go into just a little extra details on the Extreme Z Awakening. On the left side real quick, I do have two pre-recorded gameplay clips of the team itself, one with a non-LR variant and an LR variant. I'll admit my LR variant is definitely not the best. I probably should have switched out one of my support units for another, but it is what it is, essentially, okay? So first off, let's go into the event thing and Frieza himself, okay? So Frieza is coming. By the time most of you are watching this, I think it's like less than 24 hours, maybe less than 40 hours at the max or something like that, depending on your time zone and everything. But bottom line, Frieza will be coming, and he's the beast. His team is awesome. It honestly is. It's one of my favorites to this day to still run. I can still find Frieza friends every now and then, especially when they would turn into power events around. Then you find a lot of them. But I love running his team. It's super strong. It's super defensive. It's something about it. It's just really fun to run, because I think you're kind of a lot of the players that you would use on the team, you're kind of like, I never actually would really use you in your other teams, but I actually do like using you here. Or maybe it's the exact opposite, or who knows? It's kind of hard to say. But anyway, the team themselves is pretty beast, so it's pretty nice. But anyway, so the event is pretty simple. There is this agility one right here that you can clearly see up on the front, even though I don't have the agility logo next to it. But this guy right here, this is the agility Frieza. You can go ahead and farm up. He's the baby leader, essentially, of the Revived Warriors category. And then the int one is the one that you're summoned for. The strength one is the way that you want to farm up a super attack, essentially. You can't take this one because this one's just a, stage 4 Frieza, whereas the strength one from the survival tournament power story event is the one that goes Angel Golden Frieza. So then obviously you can farm him into the int one. Remember, you got to take 9 of those guys to farm them into the int one. You cannot take one strength one at SA10 and throw them into this int one and expect to do it at SA10. That's not how it works, okay? So get 9 of those STR Friezas, get them all up to UR, SA1, and then feed them in, and you'll get them up 100%, no problem, to SA10 if you are lucky enough to pull them, okay? This is the card himself, by the way, if you haven't already seen it. It is Revive Warriors category. And by the way, the Revive Warriors category is kind of picky when it comes to its wording and the characters that some of them come in. You might think, wait, shouldn't you be in this category? And then at the times you're thinking, wait, you shouldn't be in this category. Why are you in this category? It's a little weird. You kind of just have to accept it as the way it is. There are definitely a few characters we wish were in there, but they are unfortunately not. So anyway, so he is +3 key to all Revived Warrior category type characters, and then its HP plus 130%, and the stats of the attack and defense are up 170%. Very, very powerful. Yes, your guys are going to be getting a major boost in this, and if you pull this guy and you say have LR Brawly, yeah, World Tournament's going to be a breeze for you, essentially. I mean, it's already a breeze with LR Brawly, but this just makes it just a troll, just trolling everyone else. It's ridiculous. So, and then also, he also gives int types key +3 in HP attack and defense up 50%. So not 90% or anything like that, but it is 50%, and it is nice that if you are, say, missing that last slot of the Revived Warriors team, and you're just like, well, I don't have another Revived Warriors guy, but I do have this nice little int guide right here that does link with the rest of the team. He at least get a 50%, just make sure he doesn't get attacked, and you're pretty good to go. So that is pretty nice right there. He greatly lowers defense. Yeah, you guys know what I think about greatly lowering defense. Anyway, moving on. And then this one right here, it says Chou no Teki to Mikata no attack 15% down, which just simply translates to all super enemy and allies attack down 15%. And then your own attack up 150% and your own defense up 50%, okay? So, yeah, Frieza's a pretty big tank, and he can attack pretty well. He's getting, obviously, the 170% from both leaders and everything like that. The dude's he's a beast. He honestly is a beast, right? I mean, he's a category leader. What would you expect? But anyway, he's really interesting. Now, the one key link that you need to be worrying about right here is this one right here, this third one down. I don't know why I highlighted the first two up there, but the third right there is the Revived Warriors key link, and essentially what that is is, you know, it's just exactly what it is. It's essentially the prepared for battle of the category itself, okay? So a ton of people have it. In fact, I will open it up here, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. All right, so I'm going to open up a new tab. But basically, all these guys have it, so you might be wondering why someone like SSJ3 Goku might link with the Frieza and everything like that. It's because they actually share that key link and everything. This is a key link that a lot of us haven't really used up until this category came out. Remember when Cell had it and everything like that? This tech one right here, and we're like, oh, we don't really use it now. Now you're about to use it, so it is pretty nice. And then, unfortunately, Global, you don't have them just yet, but LR Bojack links really well on the team, which is pretty nice. So again, just keep that all in mind right there when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, yeah. So that is the way that Frieza himself works and everything. Now, if you've been watching the gameplay at all on the side there, if you just kind of been listening to me randomly, not looking at it, and you've been watching the gameplay, you'll notice that the non-LR variant can link pretty well depending on what teams you have. My personal favorite team to run right now is the Angel Golden Frieza as the leader, and then the Tech Golden Frieza. Tech Golden Frieza and the Int Golden Frieza, the ones we've had for who knows how long, are basically his best friends. I believe Int provides him with one extra attack link, but the Golden Frieza is really nice to have because A, he tanks, B, he hits harder, and then C, he's really nice for Extreme Z Awakening, which I'll get into a bit later. Then after that, I like to throw on the SSJ3 Goku Angel because he's rainbow for me, so I throw him onto there. I'd like to throw on my Tech Tapion, which I know Global you don't have just yet, but you will soon, obviously, because he's an orb changer. He has the Revival Key Link. He's got Fierce Battle. He's overall just amazing on that team as well. I've been using him more and more. I was like, man, if you had been out beforehand, that would have been, oh, so much better. But yeah, I mean, the team was already great as it is. But anyway, so throwing that guy into there. And then I usually sometimes like to throw Cell into there. Sometimes maybe the Strength Cell, depending on who I'm fighting. Or I might throw the Tech one in as well. Especially when Tech gets his EZA. Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice to throw that on there. I'm not going to lie. So, and then sometimes as well, I also throw on the Kid Buu. Because Kid Buu and the Angel Golden Frieza also link pretty well. Unfortunately, as usual, Kid Buu, no key links, but if you do get some rotations every now and then where you have Tapion to change those orbs, or you are lucky enough to get Kid Buu those orbs, or you give him enough additional sometimes, he will still get a super off, and then, of course, he's healing and everything. He can actually somewhat tank for the most part, unless you're going into like Super Battle Road and everything like that. If you guys have seen my Super Battle Road videos, you know I prefer to actually take this Angel Golden Frieza as the leader. I bring this category over bringing the Kid Buu himself to give all in types 120% up in the stats and everything. And I bring this guy, and I bring some other Revive Warriors like King Piccolo and such to reduce attack and everything. And I have a couple that are only getting the 50% boost, but they're still doing great work. And Buu and Frieza basically just wipe the floor at this event, So it is definitely something to consider there. If you're looking to beat the Super Tech Super Battle Road stage, do keep that in mind right there, okay? So, about give or take there. Sometimes I also like to throw in the physical Bardock, the physical SSJ Bardock, who gets +2 key and attack up 20%, or the Int Metal Cooler. He gives, everyone gets attack up 30%, and he gives extreme types key +2, so keep that in mind right there when it comes to that. But overall, he's a pretty good support unit along with the Bardock and everything, so there's plenty of options right there. Of course, you really have to be careful when it comes to the super types not getting that extra 15% attack because, technically Frieza does take it away. But, overall, it's not really noticeable in no events at all, so it's not something you really have to worry about, so. But other than that, though, the LR variants, of course, will be thrown in like LR Broly, LR Majin Vegeta, and then Bojack whenever global you guys do get him. So the LRs seem to work more if you bring a lot more support units. I'm trying to still figure out my personal team because I never had them when the category originally came out, and I just ended up getting them now during year 3. So I'm kind of still trying to test it out. I know optimally, obviously, the LRs are the way you want to go, but in terms of just how they work and flow together, I prefer the non-LR variant team. Maybe LR Majin Vegeta kind of sneaks on there because I have SSJ3 Goku with me, but other than that, I don't really like using the LRs on the team, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. Now, with the Extreme Z Awakening, I was talking with D-Free earlier today, and I was just like, how far did you get? We were actually talking in a huge chat of ours, and the topic of this came up, and we're like, we wonder if, Global might make it a little easier, because this one actually was a bit of a challenge. And what they tell you is that the best way to beat it, and by the way, I've covered both on JP and when this was announced for Global as well, the best way to take these on and everything, what each stage does. I'll leave those at the end of the video so you can go ahead and check those out as well. But basically, when it came to this, it tells you that you can take Extreme Tech to take this guy on, because he's agility the entire time, or the Revived Warriors category. The problem is that when D-Free was talking about this, he only had extreme tech, and he did everything from bringing 2 LR Roses when one of them was like 100% or something like that. He even brought a double 120% Brawly in there and everything like that. But after a while, it's just like nothing's working. He couldn't get past, I think it was like stage 25 or 27 or something like that. And you really need that extreme or that revived warriors category, because like even on his team he had, what you can do, and we proved this with the EZA Brawly and everything, is that if you bring the type to go against them. So for example, for Brawly we took super agility, and then what we did was we took the half sand revived warriors characters from that category and put them on the team. So any kind of Goten or Gohan or Trunks or anything like that, and it worked out well. So you could take an extreme tech team and then bring the Golden Frieza and bring like the Bio Brawly and things like that, because those guys are on the Revived Warriors team, but it just is not working for him. And a lot of other people also commented on this, that it's really hard with extreme tech just by itself. So if you are 100% ready to go for this Extreme Z Awakening for the SSJ3 Goku, I highly recommend going for the Golden Frieza, the Angel Golden Frieza. If you want to, you could, I would say, wait maybe a day or something like that to see maybe if they potentially do make this a little easier, but I don't think they are, because that's going to incentivize people to summon for this, because it's like, oh crap, I can only get up to stage 25, and I need to be able to get past the stage 30, and it's just like, well, okay, fine, I'm gonna spend some money, I'm gonna buy some stones, and I'm gonna summon for this guy and try to get him and everything like that. And of course, that's more money in Band as well, right? Great business strategy. But that's, aside from the point. But anyway, so if you are just like really excited for this and you want to go for this, I hope you have some stones saved up. I'm just being honest there, okay? Again, you could wait for it to come back and for Angel Golden Frieza to come back, which is totally fine. You'll get Angel Golden Frieza, but as of right now, this guy has not been back for over, I want to say, almost 3 to 4 months on JP. So just keep that in mind if you decide to skip over the Extreme Z Awakening, wait for Angel Golden Frieza, get him the next time he comes around, and go from there, okay? His banner was actually pretty good on JP, so it's a lot of Revived Warriors in there, so definitely take a crack at it if you possibly can. I understand people want to save up for the heroes or the LRs for the Year 3 celebration. That's totally fine if you want to do that, but I'm just saying, if you want to go for this, then you can go ahead and do that. I know there were some videos that were randomly popping up when it originally hit JP at first, where people were using like, Devilman and everything like that, to try and one-shot Goku, and it definitely did work, but just realize you're gonna be sitting there for a long time, because if that guy gets hit, you're basically dead. So just, you can try those little things if you want to. If you want to mod, go ahead, by all means mod. Just make sure you don't do the World Tournament or anything. I know plenty of people that modded who, they're not YouTubers or anything, just simply are like, okay, you know what, I don't really care, I don't have the Angel Golden Frieza, I'm going to mod it. So it's just totally fine. This is a single player game. You're not going to the World Tournament because your account could get banned. So, I'm just totally fine with that. If you want to do that, by all means. But yeah, so overall, if you guys want the Angel Golden Frieza though, I would go for him, because you're going to need him for this. So that's just something to keep in mind right there, okay? And like I said, I have a bunch of videos explaining both the Extreme Z Awakening, how Angel Golden Frieza works and everything like that. At the end of the video, you guys are going to check that out. And I'll probably post it on the community tab on YouTube as well, so make sure you check that out also. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, leave a like if you like the video, subscribe if you happen to be new, and until next time, everyone, I'll see you all in the next one.